problem that is in consideration at present is when x of t is equal to u of minus t, what would be x of s? Try solving this. Minus, so this is equal to minus 1 upon s. What is the region of convergence? Real part of s less than 0. You understand this? Why is it? It's because this signal is a non-causal signal or is a left-sided signal. U of minus t is 1 for t less than 0. Alright? That is why. So I can make quickly a small change. X of t is equal to minus u of minus t makes this plus 1 by s. Alright? Laplace transform also is a unique transform in the sense when I know that Laplace transform of u of t is 1 by s, it also means that Laplace inverse of x of s is x of t. So Laplace inverse of 1 by s would be u of t. I am trying to stress a point that Laplace transform without the region of convergence is meaningless. So when I ask you to determine Laplace inverse of 1 by s, you will have two answers. But when I give the region of convergence, the answer is going to be unique. Alright? So I have to specify. If I ask you to determine Laplace inverse, unless otherwise I specify the region of convergence, the answer cannot be determined. Alright? Or else I would say the region of convergence can be stated in different words. For example, I may say determine a causal signal which has Laplace transform is equal to 1 by s. Then because of causality you come to know that it is u of t because it is a right-sided function. Alright? Is that clear? So without region of convergence, the Laplace transform is, it's not complete, information is not complete. Laplace transform is given, x of s is given, it must be given with the region of convergence. It must be specified with region of convergence. That I wanted to stress in taking this example. Now, if real part of s is greater than 0 and the Laplace transform is 1 by s, the Laplace inverse of 1 by s would be u of t. But if Laplace transform is 1 by s and region of convergence is real part of s less than 0, then the function would be minus u of minus t, for which the Laplace transform is 1 by s. This is a u of minus t is a non-causal or left-sided sequence. You understand? Alright. We also talked about a few properties of Laplace transform along with a few examples. Now, I want you to make use of the properties that we have seen in the morning to determine the Laplace transform of t times e to the power minus at into cos of omega 0 t, cos of omega 0 t into u of t. Laplace transform of t multiplied by e to the power minus at multiplied by cos of omega 0 t into u of t. Yeah? In the morning, we have seen three properties. What is the basic function here? The basic function is cos of omega 0 t into ut, for which the Fourier transform is known. So if xt is equal to cos of omega 0 t ut, the Laplace transform x of s is s divided by s square plus omega 0 square. When we multiply this function by e to the power minus at, s gets replaced by s plus a. when all this, if what is, so we have x2t is equal to t time e to the power minus 80 times x1t or xt. So that we have solved. Now third function will be x2t will be equal to t times x1t. That also we have solved. So make use of these three properties to solve it. I will explain whatever I have just now said orally. This can be mathematically communicated like this. So first function is x1t, for which the the Laplace transform is x1s. Then I have x2t, which is equal to e to the power minus 80 times x1t, for which the Laplace transform is x1 of s plus a, which is nothing but x2 of s. So this is our x2t, and then x3t will be equal to t times x2t, for which we have obtained the Laplace transform. All right, so this will be our x3s. All right, please look at that and try to solve it now. So overall it is Laplace transform of x3t. Okay, so what is that finally? So I will rewrite x1t is equal to x1s is equal to s divided by s square plus omega 0 square. x2s will be equal to x1s plus a, which is equal to s plus a divided by s plus a whole square plus omega 0 square, and what is x3s? x3s is d ds of x2s. This is differential property. We have seen this property through example. What was the example that we have seen in the morning? Laplace transform of u of t is equal to 1 upon s, real part of s greater than 0. Laplace transform of t into ut, we obtained it is equal to 1 by s square. But how did you obtain this 1 by s square? This is obtained as d ds of 1 by s with a minus sign. With a minus sign. So here it will be minus sign. Alright? Minus d ds of 1 by s. So make use of this property. So what is our x3s? x3s will be equal to minus d ds of s plus a divided by s plus a whole square plus omega 0 square. That is equal to minus s plus a, so plus s plus a whole square plus omega 0 square whole square, whole raised to minus 2, I am sorry, minus 1 into this raised to minus 2 multiplied by, so the first function u by v. What is the Laplace transform of u by v? Or I am actually writing it as s plus a minus 1. So I am writing this as minus d ds of this. So d ds of u into v is u into dv plus v into du. Alright. So this becomes equal to minus first function u dv. dv becomes minus 1 times s plus a whole square plus omega 0 square to the power minus 2 multiplied by d ds of this, which will be twice s plus a whole square. There is one more additional 1 by s plus a here. What is the Laplace transform of this? This is constant. The derivative of this s plus a whole square is twice s plus a, and derivative of s is 1. So this is the first u into dv plus v into du, that means s plus a whole square plus omega 0 square to the power minus 1 multiplied by s plus a, that is 1. So this is the derivative. So finally it comes to, now you see, this is minus minus plus twice s plus a whole square divided by s plus a whole square plus omega 0 square, that is the first term, alright, whole square, plus s plus a square plus omega 0 square 1 divided by, I am sorry, it should be 1 divided by this. So in all it becomes now whole is, denominator is s plus a whole square plus omega 0 square whole square. So twice s plus a whole square is 1 plus s plus a square plus omega 0 square. This is minus, correct? Is that right? This minus sign is absorbed here, which becomes plus. When this minus sign is absorbed here, it will become minus. So first term is minus plus, second term is minus. So in all it is s plus a square plus omega 0 square this is also minus, correct? So this is minus omega 0 square divided by s plus a whole square plus omega 0 square to the power 2. This is the Laplace transform of what? Which function? This is Laplace transform of t times e to the power minus at cos omega 0 t into u of t. T times e to the power minus at into cos omega 0 t ut, for which the Laplace transform is s plus a whole square minus omega 0 square divided by s plus a whole square plus omega 0 square whole square. I assume that whatever I have done is right, alright, there could be mistake which you may correct. So now you take it as an exercise problem, do the same problem with Laplace transform of t square e to the power minus at sin bt, sin omega 0 t into u of t. So what is the difference here? The starting point could be sin of omega 0 t. So it becomes omega 0 divided by s square plus omega 0 square. E to the power minus at, it becomes s plus a, and then t square is twice the difference. So minus d ds of Laplace transform. So this becomes, this is equal to minus d ds of what? Of omega 0 square divided by s plus a whole square plus omega 0 square. I made a mistake. This should be omega 0, not omega 0 square. It's omega 0. So now this you have to obtain. Friends, you are doing this course in the third year of electronics engineering, don't expect me to ask question on Laplace transform, something like what is the Laplace transform of u of t. Please expect all the problems of this kind, and that too for how many marks? 2 or 3 marks. So have a habit of solving such problems, okay, as complex as possible, which uses at least 2 to 3 properties of Laplace transform. Had it been the first course of Laplace transform, first course, that first time you are learning Laplace transform, I would have well asked you the problem of what is the Laplace transform of u of t, or what is the Laplace transform of t times ut. That's all. But when we are talking about signals and system course, here the course signals are going to be cosinusoidal or sinusoidal mostly, or triangular. And then we need to find out Laplace transform of more complex problems. All right. Now I will put a book here for your benefit and writing. What is that you must cover? Don't think about which book it could be. Always people feel that sir is teaching from some book and he is asking us to use some other book. That is not the case. Since I had about 3 to 4 books on signals and systems, somebody from last batch has taken it away from me and has not returned the books with me. So yesterday I searched with my colleague. I said, do you have any book on Laplace transform which talks about Laplace transform? I just wanted to refer it for some time. Then he gave me, sir, this is a good book. So I have brought it here. So nothing specific about this book. However, I'll tell you the name of the book also. I have no problem in telling you that. No hiding. This was a downloaded copy of the book from internet. You may not get it, but you may get it on internet. This soft copy of this book could be available on internet. Can you switch off the properties? You may find there is a parallel with properties of Fourier transform. For example, time convolution property. F1 convolve with F2t is F1s multiplied by F2s in the frequency domain. This is complex frequency domain. Alright. So there also it was multiplication of Fourier transform. Here it is multiplication of Laplace transforms. Similarly, when you talk about multiplication of two functions in the time domain, it gives rise to what is known as frequency domain convolution, complex frequency domain convolution, that is written like this: 1 by 2 pi j f1s convolved with f2s. There is an assumption here. What is the assumption? f1s and f2s are the Laplace transforms of f1s and f2s respectively, f1t and f2t respectively. All right. So there is a, here also you find there is a duality. Convolution in time domain, multiplication in frequency domain. Multiplication in time domain, convolution in the frequency domain. Alright, so duality also exists like that of a Fourier transform. Now somebody asked me a question, sir, what is F0 minus or F0 plus? This question is can be answered with reference to what is known as Laplace transform is for continuous functions. Fourier transform also is for continuous functions. Alright. So continuity. What is it at 0? 0 minus and 0 plus. That matters. So 0 minus is called just before, prior to 0. 0 plus is just after 0. And exact 0 is what is the location at which 0. Since anything is multiplied by u of t, when it is multiplied by u of t, at 0 the function is undefined. So we need to talk about, in case of multiplication by ut, the value will exist only at 0 plus, not at 0. Alright, at 0 minus the value is 0, at 0 plus the value is 1 of u of t. So 0 minus is a location, is a point where you just go below t equal to 0. Just before t equal to 0 is defined as 0 minus. 0 plus is just after t equal to 0. Alright, did I answer you? Somewhere here? Okay. Now let's do a few more problems based on the properties. I will also solve a few properties, explain you a few properties and their proofs also. But before that, let's go for solving a few problems. The first problem is, so far we have solved problems related to which can be written in the form of typical functions like u of t or t of u of t or cos omega 0 t or sin omega 0 t. Now let's solve a problem for Laplace transform of a square pulse, which is non-recurring pulse. So the pulse is like this: 0, this is 1, and this is some tau. On this axis is my t axis, and this is the function. This is what is given as x of t. Determine the Laplace transform. So the question would be, determine Laplace transform of function shown in figure. The one who solves it first will get some credit. Very easy. The Laplace transform is 1 minus e to the power minus s tau divided by s. 1 by s times bracket 1 minus e to the power minus tau times s. All right? This pulse can be written as x of t is equal to u of t minus u of t minus tau, and the Laplace transforms of this you know already. Xs is equal to 1 over s minus 1 over s times e to the power minus s tau. This becomes 1 by s times 1 minus e to the power minus s tau. Obviously, from the first principles also you will get the same thing. All right? But from first principles it's very easy. I mean, it's very obvious. But I want to make use of, you should make a practice of using what is already known to you and make use of properties to solve this problem. Let's do one property now. So, Laplace transform of periodic functions. So, the property that is shown in the property table is called time periodicity. Refer to time periodicity and we will try to prove this property. In the table that you have just now written down in your notebook, the property is known as time periodicity. So what is this property? Any function periodic, x of t is a periodic function with period t. So how do you write this function? This function, Laplace transform x of s can be written as integration, let me write 0 to infinity, I am talking about causal functions, x of t e to the power minus st dt. Since the function is periodic, I can write this as integration 0 to t xt e raised to minus st dt plus integration t to 2t xt into e to the power minus st dt plus integration 2t to 3t xt e raised to minus st dt plus and so on, plus integration n minus 1 times t to n t, n minus 1 to n. Once again in the argument in the integral will be xt into e to the power minus st dt and so on, as n tends to infinity, because it's periodic function. Periodic function that exists from 0 to infinity can be written in this form. One period of this is written here, second period, third period and so on, nth period here and infinite period. Alright. Now this can be written so I can write this as integration 0 to t integration 0 to t xt e raised to minus st dt plus integration, I can write this second part also as x of t, I mean 0 to t. What changes do I have to make? I have to make here t plus capital T into e raised to minus s times t plus capital T dt. I have not made any change, but to make this integral from 0 to t, this change is a must. Alright. So this is equivalent to saying it is integral existing from t to 2t plus and so on. Third integral will be what? 0 to t x of t plus 2t times e to the power minus s t plus 2t dt plus and so on. Now what can I do now? This is equal to integration 0 to t. All the integrals are from 0 to t. Now I can recombine those separated things. Alright. So here I have, everywhere I have e to the power minus st common. So I will write e to the power minus st dt. Everywhere I also have x of t times e to the power. Everywhere there is a x of t. Because this x of t plus t is same as x of t, x of t plus 2t is also same as x of t. So I can replace, because it's all equal, periodic. Periodic function means x of t is equal to x of t plus t. Okay. So all these are same as xt. So I can take xt also common outside. Now what is left in the bracket? For the first term it is 1. For the second term it is what? E to the power minus st. Third term it is e to the power minus 2st. Plus and so on. Alright. So it's an infinite series. It's a geometric series having infinite terms, and this can be summed up. This is outside the integral. So what happens? This integration 0 to t xt e to the power minus st dt that comes out, and this bracketed quantity is 1 plus e to the power minus st plus e to the power minus 2st plus e to the power minus 3st and so on. This is an infinite series. Also, this is a series in geometric progression. This is a series in geometric progression. What is the geometric progression? 1, a square, a cube and so on. Constant. So ratio of the next term to previous term is constant. Alright. So common ratio is a. In a series where the first term is 1 and the next term is a times 1, third term is a times previous term and so on. This is a geometric series or series in geometric progression. This can be having a closed form summation. This sum will be equal to 1 minus common ratio raised to number of terms divided by 1 minus common ratio, 1 minus a raised to n. N is what? Number of terms in the series. Number of terms in the series. So what happens now? This a raised to, now here we have infinite terms. Also this a is what? Here in case of a, it is e to the power minus st, where since it's causal, real part of s is always greater than 0. So e to the power minus st will always be having a magnitude which is less than 1, and a magnitude less than 1 to the power infinity will go to 0. So this summation, this particular term is equal to integration 0 to t x of t e raised to minus st dt divided by 1 minus e raised to minus s times capital T. This is the periodicity, this is the Laplace transform of a periodic function. If the function is periodic, it is the Laplace transform of the function over one period divided by 1 minus e to the power minus st. Is that what is written in your table?